Shannon, it feels like you've been a part of the family for a while now. But tonight, we officially welcome you into the family.
Joe, we knew you were someone special when Shannon described the butterflies you gave her when she saw you in passing at work. However, we knew you would be the one when you showed up at a Keeney picnic to pick her up before a concert, although just as friends.
Marriage is the promise between two people who love each other, who trust that love, who honor one another as individuals in that togetherness, and who wish to spend the rest of their lives together. We come together not to mark the start of a relationship, but to acknowledge and strengthen a bond that already exists. You have come here from near and far to share in this commitment that they will now make to one another.
I saw you dancing, and I saw the beauty and your free spirit coming out. I promise to always appreciate the beauties and joys of our lives.
When I asked you if you were sure that you wanted to start a relationship because we worked together, you said you were never more sure of anything in your life. And that's when I knew that this was going to be my forever.
Shannon, the first moment I thought about marrying you was a random Saturday in your apartment when you said I love you for the first time. I promise to love you with the same sincerity and vulnerability you had at that moment. The first moment I wanted to marry you was also in your apartment. You had your family over for dinner, and I got to see you be a host, a daughter, granddaughter, and an aunt. You cared for everybody, you cooked for everybody. I saw you balance it all, and I knew you could balance a life with me. The first moment I knew I made the right decision was the morning I bought the engagement ring and saw those business cards on the counter. I knew you were a thoughtful person, but it showed you trust in me and believed in me. I promise to always show pride in what you do and trust that you're doing what's best for us, because after today, it's not you and me, it's always us.
Joe, my love, when I first started the job at the company, I longed years to work at. Steadfast focus on my careers and the opportunities ahead of me. I never thought that my biggest fortune would be meeting my forever best friend and my future husband. We were instant friends from the start, bonding over being Penn State alumni, being the newbies together, making fun of everybody, and venting about the chaos and everything in between. But when the best part of my day was you walking past my desk, I knew it was meant to be so much more than friends. Although I do not know where this married life will lead us, I do know that with you by my side, it will always be right. I promise to try every day and put our relationship first above all, through my unwavering loyalty, my complete honesty, and most importantly, my love for you. I promise to continuously challenge you in all aspects of our life and our relationship, but to grow with you at the same time. I promise to be your crutch during the hard times, to lift you higher during the good times, and remain devoted by your side at all times, as your wife, your partner, and your best friend. And throughout our hopefully very long life together, I will try, but I cannot make any promises to become an Eagles fan.
This ring symbolizes my love for you.
This ring symbolizes my love for you.
Together or apart.
Together or apart.
A reminder of our never-ending bond.
A reminder of our never-ending bond.
And devotion to each other.
And devotion to each other.
This ring symbolizes my love for you.
This ring symbolizes my love for you.
Together or apart.
Together or apart.
A reminder of our never-ending bond.
A reminder of our never-ending bond.
And devotion to each other.
And devotion to each other.
By the virtue of the power and the authority vested in me by the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I now pronounce you husband and wife, and now, Joseph, you can give Shannon a big hug and kiss. There you go. There's Mr. and Mrs. Joseph and Shannon Nagy.
I'm sorry.
Joe and I have been best friends for a long, long time. And I still remember when our friendship first started. Joe and I lived in the same development growing up, so we were on the same school bus number 34. My bus stop was first, so I'd point to the house I lived at as we approached my stop, so that Joe would then be able to figure out where to ride his bike to after school. Needless to say, that took a little bit more than a few bus trips to figure out. I guess the world seemed so much bigger then than it does now.
Don't go to bed angry at each other. It does not matter how long or how frustrating or how tired you're going to be the next day. Do not go to bed angry at each other.
As time went on, we saw your relationship blossom. You spent your time wisely exploring vineyards, Penn State football games, wine tasting, and wine.
Joe, let's just say, thank goodness you both share a love of wine. You'll need it to keep up with the cuties.
You are now both creating memories of your own with your both families joined together in your new home, along with your dogs, Jackson and Zoe.
Joe, we want you to know that you're not only gaining a wife, but you are gaining 2 other sisters. We are the package deal.